Well, what is today's bit of fun going to be? Yeah, how about that? One of my customers brought me his Porsche. We have a little problem on this one. The AC is not blowing the same on the passenger side, he tells me. Now, I don't know if that's a sync problem, if it's a Freon problem, an actuator problem, I don't know. So I'm going to have a look and see what I can discover. I've told him if it means tearing the dash apart, I don't really want to do that. Not on a Porsche. But I'd have a look and see what's involved first before I said that. Right, once you've opened the bonnet, and yes, it's a bonnet, I don't give a shit what you say. People that call it a frunk, they're just morons. This is a bonnet because it's where the bonnets would be kept. You grab these little handles here and pop this cover off and just slide it forward and away she comes. There is a little yellow thing there. I'm not sure what that's for. Remember, this isn't my car. I don't know. It might be for holding this plastic thing up. I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter. Then you need to locate the ports. Now, don't think that this is the low port. This is the high port. The low port is there, tucked way back. So remove the cap. There we go. Now, next thing to do is get this car up to running temperature, which I'll do in a few minutes. But just a word of warning for you people. Now, this has been lent to me by a friend. I don't mean the can, I mean the adapter, because they're special for these cans. You can't just use any old one from R134. Also, the connection this end is different. And these cans are left-hand thread. So they really are stopping you from using the R134. Now, maybe that's a good thing because I don't know what would happen if you mix these. This stuff is $50 a can. $49.99 plus tax. So it gets expensive. You don't want to be losing any of this shit. Well, there we are. Let's get the engine warmed up and then we'll start topping it up and see how good or bad the AC is. Okay, the driver's vent is showing just below, I think that's 60. Yeah, just below 60. See what the passenger one's doing? Give that a few seconds to settle in there. And whilst that's settling, with the steering wheel straight, oops, a couple of things I find somewhat annoying. This steering wheel part here blocks the top gauge, and that is the oil pressure gauge, and I can only see half of the, yeah, I think that's oil pressure. Anyway, and the bottom one, I'm assuming, I don't know, there's two oil ones. Maybe one's oil temperature, the other one's oil pressure. So it's hiding the top one, which I think is temperature. Yes, top one is oil temperature. So it's blocking that completely, but I can see oil pressure. So, you know, that's a bit of a, okay. I can't see the gauge on this side, which is coolant temperature. Can't see that at all. And I can only see about half of the fuel gauge. So, not ideal, Mr. Porsche. No, rev counter's in the middle. That's perfect. And speedometer, well, yeah, I guess you need one of those. I would rather they got rid of this one and put those other gauges in there and put the door open thingies somewhere else, maybe on the center screen here, which is at the moment showing that I'm very close to something at the front and very close to something at the back and ridiculously close to something there. And that's my ramp as it happens. But it's okay, I promise you I'm not going to bash into them. Alright, let's have a look at the passenger side. And that is reading a good 80 degrees. Right, let's pump some Freon in. Some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stuff and see how that improves. As you can see, the Freon charge is extremely low. Let's try and improve that. Alright, I've got it just on 30 at the moment. Now it is quite warm in my garage. We're probably around the low 90s at the moment. This car has now been running for a good 10 minutes. Let me see what the temperature inside is doing. Okay, on the passenger side now, you can see we're about 50. And that's with the 30 psi on the front. It's still coming down a little. Let's see what the driver's side's doing. Hopefully it'll be similar. A little bit cooler, but at least now the passenger side is getting cold air. Let me put some more in. Okay, well it's going up because I'm holding it, but we were just above 40 degrees on the passenger side. So I think we've cured the problem. I'm sure the customer will be happy, and even more, his passenger will be extremely happy. Now it's a matter of putting it back together and getting rid of his mouse nest. There's a mouse nest under the bonnet, so I'll get the vacuum out and try and get rid of that for him. Dear oh dear. Maybe I'll back the car outside and do that outside in case there's a little creature living there. I don't want him in the house. Alright, we are done. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's a very short one and it's a very simple thing to do, but there you go. 2017 Porsche 911 Carrera AC top-up.